What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 215 of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Of course, my name is Blaze, and today's this very special day. It's a live episode of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online on my Twitch channel. If you haven't seen my Twitch channel, it's right down here below you, l3layze. But I will be uploading this video to YouTube as well after we're all said and done. Today is also another special day because there's a brand new deck that I'm debuting for the month of, what are we in, May now? This is a the month of May has a brand new deck. It's called Machampion, and it's going to feature Machamp, obviously, but it's actually a variation of a deck I used over the summer that had like Zygarde and a couple other Pokemon in it. It worked really well against the expanded format before all the GX Pokemon came out, so I'm going to try it out in this new format and see how it goes. And then we do have the Guardians Rising expansion coming out May 5th, which is this Friday. So we're really counting down to the Guardians Rising expansion. Once that comes out, I want to make some more adjustments to this deck. But I'll be editing this deck as time goes on. So I'll be with you for the next, probably hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Probably 2.5 hours on Twitch. But there might be a shortened version of this video up on the YouTube afterwards. But I do want to thank you for tuning in today. Let's not waste any more time and go ahead and get into a versus match. By the way, the versus ladder will actually update in 1 hour and a half. So right now it's 6:30 where I am. So this is going to update at 8 o'clock. So we'll actually be able to see this update live, which is, I mean, kind of cool, I guess. But anyway, this is the Machampion deck. It's a deck that I designed based on Zygarde doing a ton of damage, and also based on Carbink being able to stall EX Pokemon and prevent them from doing any damage. So, you know, it's a decent deck and expanded before GX Pokemon came into play. So we'll see how it goes with the new GX format. I don't have much else to talk about today as far as Pokemon information or news or anything like that, other than the fact that the new expansion's coming out later this year or this month, which is going to be awesome. And there's also the expansion in August, I believe, as well. So let's go ahead and get into some versus matches here, because I think there's going to be some good stuff this time around. Really hoping that things work out well this time. This is one of those decks that uses Talonflame, so I don't want to go first because I want to be able to get Talonflame out on the first turn. And I also want to be able to use Talonflame's attack as quickly as possible. So here we go with Talonflame being the first Pokemon that I'm able to use, which is going to come in handy. Definitely will come in handy against my opponent, who has a Ghastly. There's potential here for me to be able to knock out this Ghastly. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's definitely potential for that to be the case. Wow. Well, 3 Zubats. Oh, this is going to be one of those decks that does damage because of the evolution. That's really annoying. I don't even want to deal with that right now. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to try to get Zygarde out. I don't need Switch right now. I don't need that. Let's try to get Zygarde out real quick. Zygarde's a good Pokemon to have in this deck. He does 120 damage, and it can be very devastating. Trust me. No energy there, so that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the hit, which seems like I probably shouldn't take the 60 damage in retaliation from the bursting balloon. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, because I'm reckless like that. I'm actually really banking on the idea that my opponent will not have what am I trying to say? The evolutions, or an energy card, or an N, or anything like that. I'm banking on the idea that my opponent will not have what it takes to get this party started. So that's unfortunate, because now he's going to be able to evolve a couple of times and deal a little bit of damage to me, which it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is bad. It's not great. And I think these Pokemon, all of them, are resistant to fighting types. So I'm going to have a hard time on this match, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. Great. So he's dead. Almost. Shuffle your hand into your deck and draw either 4 cards or 7 cards. There's 7 cards. Great. So now he's probably got enough to KO this Pokemon. Wow. Definitely trying to keep me out of the game here. Let's see what card we get with this Trainer's Mail. Maybe something good. Nothing. Well, I mean that'll come in handy here, but I don't think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go ahead and use in anyway. I'd like to have some energy attached to Zygarde at this point. Whether or not it's gonna be the perfect solution, I don't know, but we'll see. Definitely need a new hand. Okay, well, at this time I don't want to do the attack because he's going to get KO'd. So, wow. And this is going to do well, it's not quite what I thought it was going to be. No, I can't do the attack. I have to stay in. I have to stay in this round. He's gonna go ahead and KO me right now with the ability. So there's that. Zygarde might be able to do something, though I'm not really sure if that's gonna happen. In fact, it probably won't happen. So it's very much a stall tactic to go ahead and evolve these Pokemon over and over again. So Golbat, Zubat, it's a very good stall tactic, and I should be able to go ahead and do something here, but he's gonna take out a couple of my Pokemon before I can get set up. I kind of have to deal with it right now. I don't have much choice. Although if he evolves into Gengar and deals the 20 damage, it's going to be tough. I'm going to have a hard time with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Machamp and also probably no, I don't know. I need to grab Machamp. And what else do I need here? Machamp is weak to Psychic Pokemon, so I definitely need another Pokemon that's going to be able to do something. I don't have any more Zygarde, so that's going to be challenging. This could work. I don't think it's going to work, but it could work. It'll at least get him out of there. Yeah. Actually, it'll definitely get him out of there. That's good. Okay. So there is enough damage for the KO. So this deck doesn't use any EX Pokemon. It doesn't use any GX Pokemon. It only uses basics and fighting type Pokemon. And the reason I did it that way is because I don't want to give up 2 prize cards. And I really wanted to be in a situation where I could take Carbink and basically just win the day because my opponent can't attack me. Most of the Pokemon I was coming up against when I first started playing this game, most of them, not all of them, but most of them were EX Pokemon, and it drove me nuts. And if you watch some of my earlier videos, you'll see how much I hated it. I hated it. So, you know, it is what it is. But I had to do something about it. So I made this deck specifically to take out EX Pokemon, and it's been successful. So this is kind of a standard version of that deck, and this is the first match I've ever played with it. So I am excited to see where this takes us, to see how we get somewhere. This deck is actually well constructed, but I think my opponent's going to have a hard time. Maybe. Is it? It's got 1 retreat cost. I have 4. He has 5. Lysander would be great right now, but I can't use it because I need to get rid of these cards. This is where like Escape Rope would come in handy. I think Escape Rope's probably a little bit better than Switch. I have Switch in this deck. I probably need to switch it out. I'm not going to attack him because he's gonna get the KO. And I really need Lysander to stay, or Zygarde to stay in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and not attack. I don't know what my opponent did that face for, though. That's a little concerning. I'm not really sure what my opponent was thinking there. Another 20 damage, which is unfortunate. In. Lysander will be good. Timer ball. Nice. All right, we're still in the game. We're still in the game. I also need to go ahead and start getting Machamp powered up, which I have not been doing. Let me go ahead and make him switch out for this other Golbat. Although I probably should have got that. Golbat's probably fine. Another 140. Lily's going to come in handy for sure. Those bursting balloons are like, they are tough to deal with. They really are. They really are tough to deal with. Is it 2 energy cards or is it 1? Yeah, attach 2 energy cards from discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Uh-oh. Let's go here. Play Lily. Get some new cards out. Maybe a Trainer's Mail will come in handy, possibly, for the Versus Seeker, so I can get another Lysander. It's a good call. And then I'm going to go ahead and... I'm not going to place this because that seems like it would be a bad idea. I'm just going to go ahead and attack and get the KO. I'll be 2 prize cards left, and that should be good. I think I'm in a pretty good situation here. I don't think there's going to be anything direly wrong. If my opponent is able to make Machamp switch out and kill Machamp, that would be bad. But I don't know if I should be worried about that right now. That's kind of unfortunate, but I'm going to bring this out. And I can get those energy cards right back. So that's good. But I think I'm in pretty good shape right here. I don't think I have much to worry about right now. My opponent... In fact, I probably should just go ahead and bring Machamp out and just start dealing the damage. Instead of trying to deal extra... Instead of trying to get those energy cards back, just go ahead and bring out Machamp and get the KO. Probably need to go ahead and get another Pokemon on the bench, though. And that actually might be pretty good. There's a resistance, though. Although I do have the ability, and I have this energy, so I should be able to get the KO right here. And reduce my damage by 40 on the next turn. So my opponent's probably not going to KO me on the next turn. Unless there's some crazy thing that happens where he's able to get Gengar on this turn, which I don't think is going to happen. Ooh, Sleep Poison, huh? I woke up, so that's the end of the game. That worked out pretty well. I'm just going to go ahead and end it. So, hey, you know what? First match of the new card set, and it's a victory. So that's exciting. I'm very, very happy to have a victory on the first standard match of this set. This deck used to be called Fighting Fit, so if it looks familiar, if you have been with me since the start, you've probably seen something similar on this deck. And of course, I've changed it. It's changed a lot since then, and it is. I like it the way it is now, and I'm really excited to continue to use it all month and actually start winning, because I won a lot when I was using this deck, and I started to try other things out and see what worked and what didn't, and I didn't win quite as much, so I'm really excited to go ahead and win with this deck. Another heads flip. So, okay, I like this hand. This is a good hand. This is a really good hand. 20 extra damage right here could win me the game very quickly. So we'll see what happens. In fact, it probably will if my opponent does not put any benched Pokemon down. There you go. Good. You didn't mess up. That's good. You didn't have a complete meltdown, because that would have been unfortunate if you didn't place it. You still have to put it on your bench, though. There you go. Evolution City, it looks like. I'm guessing there's a bunch of evolutions. Well, now there will be. There's going to be a bunch of evolutions here. Probably Fomantis into Lurantis. Makes sense, right? And I'm guessing we'll probably see some Rowlets evolved into Decidueye pretty shortly, but I don't think it's going to happen. It might happen right now. I don't think it will. That was expected. Can't attack me on the first turn, so I have a little bit of a... I wouldn't say advantage, but I have something good going for me there, at least. I'd like to get a elixir. No. That might come in handy. I'm going to go ahead and get the 20 extra damage. It might be a bad decision to do the 20 extra damage, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. And I'm going to grab strong energy and something else. This. Okay. So my opponent is going to definitely do, well, could do 100 damage to me. I doubt it. With the GX attack, it's probably going to do Solar Blade, if anything, but it won't be able to, so Flower Supply is probably going to happen. 40 damage. That was kind of expected, I suppose. Now it can do the 120 damage attack, which this is going to be really tough because my my whole, like, Zygarde's weak to grass. I mean, period. It's weak to grass. So I have to be really careful here. I can maybe try and get... Let's see, if I get rid of these two... That means I'll be able to get Machop. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a Rare Candy and Machamp on this. He's going to get KO'd on this turn, so that's just going to have to happen. I don't have any of the Machamp breaks, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. Once this is KO'd, I can go ahead and use this as well to get 2 more cards, which will probably come in handy. Feather Arrow, good call. Solar Blade, makes sense. Heal 30. 160 is probably going to be the KO on that. And that strong energy was brilliant. Like, wow. And we're going to use this to grab... What do I need here? I probably need to go ahead and... Well, I don't know if I need anything. This will probably be good for the next turn. Or that, actually. Let's do that. Let's do this and this. And 120 increases to 180 because of the weakness. 2 prize cards will be helpful. Not the Machamp break I was looking for, but my opponent is probably going to be able to deal a ton of damage with Razor Leaf. It's 180 with the weakness. But he also has to be able to attach 2 energy cards this turn, which I don't think he can do. I do not have a Lysander in my discard pile, so this is not going to come in handy very well. Feather Arrow. My opponent is in kind of a bad situation right now. It's not so much that my opponent has a bad deck or is getting you know, making bad choices. It's just that having 2 cards in your hand and not having enough energy to do your attack, it's difficult. So getting that Fomantis back out there is a good call. We definitely need to get energies attached. Probably need to do this. So 120 more damage coming up. Actually, it's more than that. It's 180 damage. So I'm thinking this is going to be... I don't want to call it too soon, but it could be good. This could be a good situation. Of course, the stadium helps. The card here has no weakness on the attached tool card. My opponent seems to be getting desperate here, discarding his whole hand to get 7 new cards. I think I would do the same thing. I wouldn't say it was desperate necessarily, but it is something that he kind of had to do. Is he going to retreat? Is that what he's thinking about? He can't retreat. He attached energy to Lurantis and can't really do anything right now. He can put more basics down, which is probably what he should do. Maybe. And that's probably not the best idea. He definitely needs to get something going on the energy front, because he doesn't have enough energy cards. Draw until you have 6 cards might be cool. Let me go ahead and draw 3 more cards here. That'd be good for the next turn. This is a KO, so that's good stuff. And this Versus Seeker is going to ensure that I can discard energy on this Pokemon. So that's good. Very good. And I got the Machamp I was looking for, so... At least for the next turn, I'll be able to do 180 damage. The following turn, I'll do 160 damage. So... I think this is going to be... I'm not sure if my opponent is just in bad shape or what's going on, but there's something crazy going on there. Rowlet is a good choice. Very good choice. I'm going to make him switch, though. So, yep, that's going to happen. Good old Lysander saving the day. Good old Lysander saving the day. It's one of the sneakiest cards in the whole game, by the way. It really is. Doesn't have the energy. Wow. That is a little scary, to be honest with you. Oops, I messed that up a little bit. That's okay. Get that evolved. I don't really need anything else right now, so I'll go ahead and just do the attack. So I'm surprised that there's no energy left in here. Like, what's going on? There's 5 in the discard pile. This is the 6th energy. There has to be more energy cards. I'd hate to think that they're all in the prize cards, but there has to be some in my opponent's hand as well. But at this time, I'm guessing maybe he's just not playing anymore. Yeah, that's probably what's going on. I'll just go ahead and end it, because that's unfortunate. There has to be energy cards there. He definitely could have KO'd me here, but it was very sneaky to get that Lysander out and go ahead and KO my opponent. So I can't even be. I think I would have been upset too. So it's all good. It's all good. So that's 2 in a row. I'm very excited for this deck. It's already won 2 in a row. I'm real excited to continue to do the versus mode here. Um, Friday's episode, I'm going to be doing a tournament. I might make that a live tournament. We'll see how that goes. But so far, right now, it's going well. It's going really well. Just keep this momentum going and we'll be in good shape. Be in really good shape. And it's always nice to have Talonflame out as the first Pokemon. It's probably the greatest thing that can happen in this deck. In fact, sometimes... Oh, gosh. That's bad. Having a Shaman as the first card is... That's kind of rough. I feel a little bad. I feel like my opponent is decent enough, but I feel like that is just it's such a bad situation to be in. Shaman's only use really is to get 6 energy cards, or to draw 6 cards, or to have 6 cards in your hand if you don't have any, or if you don't have 6 cards in your hand. Looks like he's getting set up pretty well here, so what I thought was a setback is actually not so much. But this is a Volcanion deck. I hate Volcanion decks. I can defeat them with Carbink and Carbink Break. Am I going to? I don't know. I'm going to try to get Carbink out so I can go ahead and get something going. But the standard, the regular Volcanion that's on that bench is going to be... It's going to be trouble. Good stuff there. How many HP does it have? It has 130. I don't want to give anything away on my Pokemon, on my opponent just yet. There's a chance I might be able to get Zygarde powered up on this turn. And I can just go ahead and KO that regular. I thought there was going to be no Carbink in there. So that worked out. All right. My opponent might want to go ahead and use the attack on the EX, which will be scary because it'll KO. It'll KO Talonflame. But I think they're better off using... Well, maybe not. That's actually probably the best move. It's 130. Yeah, that's going to be the best move. Okay. Well. Pokemon out. Attached there. May as well use this. Get something going. I'm going to go ahead and make him switch for this Volcanion. Try to make something happen here. He won't be able to retreat if I use this attack, so that's going to be good. 50 damage with the strong energy. This deck actually used a lot of strong energy. It used a lot of tactics to deal extra damage, and I can't tell you how many times I have had... that's actually really unfortunate. I can't tell you how many times I've had close calls that were or like quick matches that were won because my opponent just didn't have the cards he needed. Um, in fact, I can't even tell you how many times Carbink has won the game for me. It's a lot. It's quite a few. Um, he's gonna retreat because he kind of has to, but there's also a chance he won't be able to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just see what happens here on this turn. I almost felt like I should have switched out for that other Volcanion using the Versus Seeker and Lysander. But that's definitely what he's going to do. So that's going to be the KO. That's going to be the victory for him. It's 30 damage plus 40. Or 20 damage. Plus 60. That's 80. It's not quite the KO. But it's pretty close. This deck works really well. It's it works really well. It complements the other cards in the deck very, very well because you're able to not only discard energy cards to deal extra damage, but also you're able to get you're able to get those energies back onto your benched Pokemon. So very cool. Very cool deck. I don't really have many options here. I'm probably gonna be KO'd. I can maybe make him Lysander for the Hoopa, and that might keep me in the game for a little bit longer, but I'm not sure if that's even going to be worth it. Most likely there's going to be a switch or a float stone or something. Well played. There you go. Escape rope is good. And there's the KO. There's the first loss. I had 2 in a row. I went on a 2 streak. That was kind of cool. But then I lost inevitably to a very well constructed and well played Volcanion deck. The good thing about this deck that my deck struggles with is that there's EX Pokemon, but there's also regular Pokemon too. So, you know, it's not a sure thing. So, even just having Carbink in the deck is not a guaranteed victory. That's okay though. That's all right. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, I'm going to go ahead and do one more match, and that's going to be. Then I'm going to open up another pack of breakthrough cards. Then I'll wrap up the video. But if you're watching me on Twitch, I'm going to keep going for at least another hour, another couple hours maybe. We'll see. I'll go for a while. I've won every coin flip so far, which is strange. I don't know why that is, but I've won every coin flip so far. I don't want to give away the farm, so I'm not going to put any more basics down. Even though I have one, I don't want to put it down because I know that right now my opponent doesn't know what I have. But if I put down a basic Pokemon, he knows that these are probably not basics because I would have just put it down. There's no reason for this card to go down right now. So Carbink is safe right now against this Mewtwo. Except I don't have any energy cards, so that's kind of unfortunate, but oh well. This is also the first match where I did not get Talonflame out on the first turn, so this is going to be an interesting match. Ultra Ball will get me Carbink Break, which would be nice. Lysander. Ooh. End of the turn. Let's try to get. I need to get Machop out and Machamp. I'm not sure if that's the best move right now, but it's all I got. It's all I got. Okay, so my opponent can do 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. It's a little scary. It's a little scary. I think in this deck, I probably should try to get some Professor Sycamores and also a couple of Escape Ropes, because switches are good, but I think Escape Ropes are probably better. Not quite what I had in mind, but it's not bad. Let's try and get Carbink Breakout real quick. Cool. Does that... Okay. I don't have any Machamps. Or I'm sorry, Machokes. I don't have any Machokes in this deck. So I'm very heavily relying on a couple of things happening here. Right here. Level Ball. I'm going to grab another Carbink, because that might come in handy. Let's get this evolved. Drop Carbink down. And I'll be able to draw 3 more cards, which might be good. It was not, but that's fine. It's all fine. My opponent still can't retreat unless he has a DCE, and I'm not sure if they do. I don't think they do. So, as of right now, do I have energies in the discard pile? I don't think I do. Nope. So this is going to deal 80 damage. So 2 more of those and my opponent gets KO'd. We'll see how that goes. Mewtwo Spirit Link is going to be good for him. Max Elixir might help get energy attached, which is not what I would like to happen. There's the retreat. For I knew Tauros was coming out, so that's cool. The good news here is that, well, it's kind of nullified now, but the good news is I can go ahead and KO Tauros on 1 hit. So he'll deal the 60, and that's fine. But I'm about to KO this dude. It's about to happen. That's going to be 80, so it's 160. I should be good right now as long as I use this. Is this draw 2 cards. And deal the extra damage. Oh, I'm way ahead of the game right now. So Machamp's going to even add another 40 damage, so it should be way more than enough to get that KO. 40. Oh, I don't think he saw that coming. I probably could have used Diamond Gift and the Ultra Ball to get another energy attached to my the benched Pokemon. Like that was a crazy turn, and that was a wicked match. Like, I can't believe how well that worked. That worked out. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a pack of cards, and then I'm gonna wrap it up there. But if you're watching me on Twitch, I'm gonna keep going for a little while because I haven't played a long session of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online in quite some time. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it for a little while. But I want to take a little bit of a break and open up. Actually, you know, I have a Sun and Moon pack. Let's open up one of these Sun and Moon packs. On Friday, the new Guardians Rising expansion comes out, so I'll be opening those packs pretty much exclusively for a while. I'm going to spend all my coins on them, and I kind of want to get more coins in preparation for Friday as well. So if you had fun watching this video and you want to see more, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I do videos every Monday through Friday on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. If you're on Twitch with me right now, hit that follow button. I'd certainly love to, do more live episodes, and I will be doing more live episodes in the future. But either way, I want to thank you for watching and tuning in. And don't forget that if you're on Twitch, I'm gonna stick around for a while, so don't go anywhere. Let's see what we got. I got a potion. I don't think I've seen that potion yet. That's pretty cool. I never use potions, but I feel like maybe I should. I feel like they're a better item than I think they are. So, still didn't get anything that's good. I've opened so many Sun and Moon packs, I still don't have anything really good. But this is Butterfree, 130 HP. Psybolt will do 30 damage and also paralyzed on a heads flip. Whirlwind is at 80 damage and it also makes your opponent switch their active with one of their benched. This is a Ribombee, 60 HP. The ability Curative Pollen once during your turn. You may heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon, and Fairy Wind for 30 damage. Trumbeak with 80 HP. Bullet Seed does 20 damage times the number of heads. Flip 4 coins. Golbat with 80 HP. Super Poison Breath. Your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, and Acrobatics is 10 damage plus 20 more damage for each heads on 2 coin flips. We've also got Potion. Heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Makuhita, 80 HP. Surprise attack for 20 damage. Will do nothing on a Tails flip, and Strength does 40 damage. Cutie Fly with 30 HP. Fly around for 10 damage. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks during your opponent's next turn, flip a coin if heads prevent that damage. Drowsy with 70 HP. Psychic Boom does 10 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And Headbutt for 20 damage. Alolan Rattata, 40 HP, and a free attack, Gnaw, for 20 damage. Don't have to have any energy card for that one. Snubble with 70 HP, Reckless Charge does 20 damage. Flip a coin if tails. This tech does 10. The Pokemon does 10 damage to itself, and one of the new fighting type energy cards. So, for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll be back tomorrow with another exciting episode of Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. So until then, I'll catch you on the flippity flip.